What's up, everybody? It is your boy Alex, aka Ghost, and tonight I want to talk about Warzone, specifically about campers and how to deal with them. If you play solos or squads, you know camping is a big problem in the game, and especially in solos, it is really hard to deal with campers. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. The first flank I'd like to share with you is in this yellow building, which is located about southeast from the summit. And because there is a buy station right here, a lot of people love to camp the buy and hold this building. And seemingly, there is only one way in and out of the second floor of this building, is this staircase right here, and teams will always camp it, set claymores, hold stuns and whatnot. But there is a way to get up. You can jump onto this little crane right here, then to the sill of the window and make it up to that ledge by the window on the second floor. So you would jump like so, right here, and then make your way to the ledge. And from here, you can flank into the center if people are watching the staircase. You can flank into the side window on your left and flank if somebody is sitting and mounted on one of the doorways here, or you can jump onto the right side and flank the other rooms. So all three rooms can be flanked, and there is no way for them to know which way you're going. And if you're pushing it with the squad together, it's a great thing. Another building right across is also a popular building with campers, and they would sit on the second floor and just watch this staircase from every angle, and it is really hard to push if you're just trying to force it or trying to force your way up there. However, if that specific building, and it's in many places on the map, has a little fence in front of it, you can jump onto the fence, mount onto the ledge, and make your way onto the second floor and flank your enemies. And all these moves can give you quite a bit of an advantage in the game. Now onto the next building. This building I call a triple white. A lot of people call it a triple white, and seemingly there is only two ways up: the ladder on the outside and the staircase on the inside. And whether it's solos or teams, people like to hold this building because it has a 360 view around. But there is also a way to flank onto the top of this building, and this works in all of the buildings of this type in the map. You can jump on top of this black box, on top of the awning, and into the side window. Of course, I missed because Warzone, but you can flank into this window just like so and surprise your enemies. And just yesterday we had a really great game when we pushed the team and wiped them out using this little trick. Just not too far from there is another building just like that, but it has this little brick walkway right next to it, little brick wall. And here you can jump on top of this chain link fence on the back, and from there you can mount up into that window that I'm pointing at. So let's see how it works. We jump up, and here you have to make sure you're using tactical sprint and you mount into the window. With a little bit of practice, you can execute this move fairly easily and very consistently, and pushing it with a team as a squad works great. Now let's go ahead and move towards the airport, and there's this building where a lot of people like to keep the second floor, and you can just simply jump on top of the garage and make your way into the second window because they're going to be watching that staircase right there. And lately I've had a lot of solo games that ended right in this area, so using that flank has helped me quite a lot. Next on, let's move on to this building. We call it the big building in the neighborhood. It's located right here, just kind of south of the promenade, and people like to hold it quite a lot. There is only one staircase to make your way up to the second floor, and we learned this one a hard way. We were holding this building towards the final circle, and we got destroyed from every corner possible. We were all mounted watching the staircase, ready with stuns and semtex, but the enemies came in from every angle that we were not expected. So the very next game, we jumped right back in and just worked our way to figure out how in the world they flanked us and got to where they got. So you can go to the white building right next door, jump across to the roof of the big building, and from here, one of the ways you can get in is to jump on top of this ledge right here, and you have access to the second floor. This, however, is not the best flank. Another flank for this building that works pretty well, if you get back to the roof, on the opposite side, there is an identical ledge that is a little harder to get to. I usually line up to the staircase and jump backwards, and here it provides you a little bit more cover and you can flank your enemies and potentially even jump into the side window. Now, the final way to get into that building is to make it all the way back to the roof of the white building, make it to the roof, jump across to the roof of the big building, and then make your way all the way across to the building on your right, a little A-frame building on your right, and jump onto the roof of that building. And from here you can run across and mount up into that window that I just marked. Or not, I missed again, but it gives me an opportunity to show you how to get to the roof of this small A-frame building. You can come out of this window, mount on this little ledge, and from here you can also mount up to the roof, and now you can run across, make it into that window, and it is an epic flank. Your enemies will have no idea where you came from, and if it's a coordinated push with a team, it works great. Now the next building is the same building that's in the circle really close to the area we were in before, and unfortunately it doesn't have a perfect way to get in and out. It doesn't have so many ways to get in and out as the previous building, but you can still mount up on these crates, make your way to the ledge, and make your way to the second floor. It's not as epic as the previous one, but it still will give you a bit of advantage over your enemies. The next one is, I think it's pretty known, but it is up at the V towers, because we cannot say the name of the towers, and a lot of people will camp the roof, watch the zipline and whatnot, and the way you don't necessarily have to go through the door to make it to the roof if you're coming up the staircase. You can simply jump onto this little ledge on the edge and jump straight across to the roof, just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now let's move on to the next flank, and the next flank will be located in downtown. There is a roof that a lot of people seem to love taking as a position, and this roof seemingly only has one way up, one ladder that goes up, and it's located right here. It's that kind of a square looking roof, and oftentimes you'll see people on there and they will just be sitting in the corner, hard scoping the ladder, and you wouldn't know how to get there. But if you go to the back of this roof, there is this banner that spans between two buildings, and you can walk on it from one building to the other, just like so. So to push that roof, all you have to do is climb up this ladder on the opposite side, make your way all the way up to the roof, walk to the banner, quietly of course, walk across, and then you can flank your enemies. And of course it works both ways. If people are on that smaller roof, you can climb up here and flank them using the same banner. And while we're here, I want to show you another little thing that we found. Oftentimes people like to take the roof of that orange building. There is a ladder on the side, you know it well, and oftentimes there is a contract right on top of that higher roof, which is seemingly impossible to get to. But if you line up correctly, tactical sprint and jump, you can make it onto this roof, flank your enemies, pick up the contract that you need to pick up, or just to take control of the area from the high ground. And it is really hard to get to this area once you actually hold it. And now on to the final little area. we're going to go towards the stadium. It's this warehouse right here, and we learned it also the hard way. We got pinched here in this warehouse. Our team was in the warehouse. You can see where it's located. Enemies outside. We were sitting inside just watching the doors, trying to survive. We were definitely outpositioned, and what the other team did was quite awesome. They jumped up these crates right here onto this small roof and then mounted on into this window right here, gaining a high ground on us and wiping our entire squad out. And this is it for the video. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something new, give it a like, consider subscribing. And if you know of any other flanks that you think should be shared with the community, please put it in the description and I'm going to try to include it in the next video. Until the next time, peace.